Your discipline is sabotaging you. And the more disciplined you continue to become, the worse it's going to get. You wake up disciplined. You show up disciplined. You continue through your day disciplined until 2 o'clock and your energy burns out and you still have half the day left. You've been told that the problem is you need more discipline. Wrong. The problem is your discipline that you already have has been working against you. In today's video, I am going to show you how your current level of discipline is systematically sabotaging you, destroying your effectiveness, and offer you a 5-step process to stop sabotaging yourself and to start designing discipline that actually serves you. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the next video I post on this subject. But I learned all of this the hard way. What I realized is that I spent years sabotaging myself with borrowed discipline. And I think it has some effectiveness until it doesn't. So I'd force myself to work 8 hours a day because that's what your corporate career taught you and it's professional, right? I would allow my schedule to be open to any hour of the day so that clients had access to me and they could schedule time with me whenever they needed to, even if it was burning me out. And I would sit there struggling to focus, feeling like a phony, wondering why couldn't I just push through like everyone else, like I used to in my corporate career. And meanwhile, by 2 p.m. of every weekday, I had to make sure I got my kids from school. And by then my husband was coming home from work. So there would be a surge of energy that I would have to expend to now support my family and still continue to schedule myself afterwards. I would be so drained on these 4 p.m., 5 p.m. client calls and wonder what was wrong with me. And instead of noticing what my natural patterns were, I was working against them. I saw them as flawed. And let me tell you what I empowered myself with. I drew a hard line in the sand that said no more client calls, no more any calls after 3 o'clock. And I protected that hour fiercely. And it was just for me, a walk, a workout if I didn't work out that morning, reading a book that has been on my list, or just sitting outside being and doing nothing but in God's grace, right? And here's the magic in this little shift for me. All of a sudden, my evening burnout that I had with my children and my evening overwhelm, it completely disappeared. And I realized that little shift in disciplining myself in a way that aligned more naturally for me gained me so much more back than any other schedule change that I could have made or productivity hack that I could have had. And this, my friend, is the difference between intentional discipline and habitual discipline. Habitual discipline is what you do because you've always done it that way. Intentional discipline is what you do because it serves the current vision for your life. Most of our discipline patterns were created for and from a different place of who we were. The you before you had kids, the you when you were in your 20s, the you when you were in the military, or when you had different goals and less responsibilities. But you never updated your discipline when your life changed. You just kept trying to force your new life into your old patterns and wonder why you felt exhausted all the time. I remember distinctly having a conversation with myself saying that I felt like every day I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. I felt like I was forcing myself upon a life that no longer existed, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to stop. But here's what I want you to ask yourself. What is my discipline actually serving right now? Is it serving my current vision for my life? Or is it serving an outdated version of my life? A version that I keep telling myself it's supposed to look like, it should feel like. If your vision is to build a business that feels like flexibility, and freedom, why then are you handling yourself and your schedule as if you were still in your corporate career? If your vision is to be more energetic and present with your family, why then are you scheduling yourself silly before they come home? If your vision is to build sustainable success in your life, why are you disciplining yourself to operate at a level of unsustainable intensity? Your discipline should be moving you toward your vision, not away from it. And if it's not, that, my friend, is how your discipline is sabotaging you. Every person has a natural pattern. Some people are morning people, some people are night people, some work better in long stretches, some people need short sprints, some people are energized by interaction, some people it drains them. You have to stop trying to find a flaw in your natural pattern because it doesn't look like what everyone else on the internet is telling you it should. Your job isn't to fight your energy patterns. It's to design a discipline system that works with them. Because when I stopped trying desperately to fit into the discipline systems that I had before I had kids, before I had 4 kids, when I left corporate, when I stopped trying to fit into those molds and honored the version of myself that I have now, especially over 40, I stopped feeling like a failure every single day. Not just in life, as a professional, as a mom, as a wife. I stopped beating myself up every day. Here are 5 steps to identify if your discipline is sabotaging you. Step 1, track when you feel powerful versus when you feel drained. Track for 1 week the moments, the conversations, the activities that you participate in that give you energy and feel focused doing versus when it is an uphill battle. Some of them are non-negotiable tasks, but they're not all non-negotiable tasks. But just notice them. Step 2, compare your peak performance times to your current schedule. Are you scheduling your most important work when you feel sharp and alert and energized? Or do you reserve that time for when your brain is ready to check out? Think about with your kids. If you have small kids at home, kids who still need naps, how dangerous it is to try to schedule any type of focus activity during their nap peak hours, right? You know it's an uphill battle. Think about your schedule in that same lens. Step 3, identify your sabotage pattern. Where is your current discipline working with your natural strengths versus working against them? Step 4, question every should in your schedule. This one was a game changer for me. Ask yourself, why do you take calls at times when you don't feel sharp? Is it because it's expected of you? Because that's your business hours? Because you've been told that's what professional, excellent people do? Step 5, design discipline that serves you. Ask yourself, what would my schedule look like if I designed it around my strengths, my natural patterns, and my peak performance times? Not what used to serve me or what the internet is telling me to do. What if I just listened to myself and created a system around that? I happen to be an ambitious mom who chooses to believe that life, business, relationships, motherhood, it gets to serve you too. And I exercise agency in every category of my life and challenge myself to ask, is this the best system for this version of my life? Not what I wish my life looked like, not when it's easier and I have more time. Does this activity or thing that I'm doing actually meet me where I am today? You get to decide what that looks like. You get to decide what discipline looks like in your life. But somewhere along this journey, you gave your agency away, and that power, you let other people's expectations determine your schedule. You let the internet or society's expectation of productivity override your own knowing about what serves you best. And somewhere in this journey, you allow guilt to force your hand into routines, habits, and systems that are the furthest away from supporting you. Hear me, my friends. You have got to stop expecting everyone else to offer grace to where you are right now, to meet you where you are right now, if you are not willing to meet yourself there first. And when you decide to exercise agency and choose a system and routine that makes sense for you, everyone wins. Your clients win, your family wins, your kids win, and you get to feel successful instead of ashamed or guilty. But here's where most people get stuck, but not you, because you're watching this video. They recognize their patterns aren't working, but instead of changing them, they don't want to disappoint anyone, so they keep them because they're afraid to lose clients, that they'll go somewhere else if they change their schedules, or that they'll disappoint their loved one. Or what would it say about me if I say no to being available 24/7, right? But let me tell you what actually happens when you align yourself with a more disciplined life that aligns with you. You get better at everything. You show up more powerfully in the times you are available because you're not constantly running on empty. You get more done because you're clear that you have less time than you originally allocated. So you have to have more focused attention. And the clients who respect your boundaries, my friends, they're the ones you want to work with. And you get to model for your children what it looks like to no longer live a depleted life, right? Sustainable success isn't about working harder or grinding harder. I do believe there are seasons, but I'm talking about sustainable. It's about acknowledging and honoring where you are right now. It's about amplifying your strengths and supporting your natural energy patterns instead of fighting your nature and where you are right now in this season. What if you designed your discipline and the goals that you have for yourself around your peak performance hours? When you naturally feel more focused, powerful, and creative, what if you stop apologizing for not having energetic patterns that didn't meet other people's expectations? My friend, it is time to question every pattern, every commitment, every should that is draining your life instead of amplifying you before you lock in, before 2026. Stop trying to discipline yourself into someone else's version of productivity or success. Your life gets to serve you too. And if this video resonated with you and you're ready to stop denying yourself in this season of life and start honoring your most powerful, energetic hours, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next video that I post. Thank you so much for watching.